Alright, now for the first explosive weapon. That weapon that uses multiple rounds. The grenade launcher. Powerful weapon that can fire 6 different types of grenades. Ammo is sold separately. Alright, and the 6 types of rounds are as follows. Explosive rounds, flame rounds, acid rounds, nitrogen rounds, aka freeze rounds, electric rounds, and flash rounds. Now, when I test this weapon out, I'm going to show 3 shots of each round, of course the 3rd shot being slow mode. And then, when I test it with Sheva, I'm just going to go through each round with each shot. So let's test it out. Alright, so 6 unique explosions. In my original version, I tested it on Big Man, and that went pretty well, so I'll just do it again. Big Man Genie it is, except the flash rounds, which will just demonstrate the flashing effect. Alright, so 6 explosive rounds to take down a Big Mama Genie. Now let's try flame rounds. Oh crap. Alright, so 12 flame rounds to take down a Big Mama Genie. Luckily that 12th shot killed him, because otherwise I would have had to restart and get some more ammo. Alright, so obviously flame rounds aren't as powerful as the explosive rounds. But oh my god, look at that Big Mama Genie. He's just burnt to crisp. Alright, now let's try acid rounds. Alright, so acid rounds also take 12 shots, so there's hardly any difference between acid and flame rounds, and I also would know, because in Mercenaries Reunion, when playing as Excella, whenever I accidentally picked up acid or flame rounds, I noticed they both do the same exact thing. They're only good for dropping enemies. Alright, now let's try nitrogen rounds. Alright. So, obviously, nitrogen rounds, kinda similar to the flash grenade, aren't really a killing round. I mean, I know I fired a 2nd round and it shattered him, but that's only because it was the projectile. Nitrogen rounds, you freeze the enemy, and then pretty much any kind of impact on that enemy will kill them. So, you can say the nitrogen rounds take 1 shot, but it depends on the enemy. Not all enemies will freeze over like that, so it could be different for some enemies. But the fact of the matter is, this is the most powerful round and the most helpful. Alright, now let's try electricity rounds. Okay then, so 15 electricity rounds to take down a Big Mama Genie in professional mode. So, electricity rounds are by far the weakest round in the game. And to be honest, it's one of the most useless rounds ever. If you fire too closely, you get shocked. So, I would not use this round whatsoever. I think its only use is in versus mode when you're Chris Stars and Survivors, and you can use it to cheaply defeat players. Alright, now for flash rounds, I am not going to test it on Big Man Magini because it's a stun-only thing. I mean, it does projectile damage if I shoot it directly at it, but I'm not even going to bother with that because I know it's going to take over 30. So I'm going to test the flash rounds just to show you the stun animation. Alright, so see, it's practically a flash grenade fired at a grenade launcher. It's basically all it is. If we use it for the same purposes, you can instantly kill Plagas with this. However, I recently discovered something that has different over a flash grenade. If you run across a guy holding Molotov cocktails or dynamite, for some reason, a flash grenade just stuns them, but if you fire the grenade launcher at them with flash rounds, even if it doesn't directly hit them, it instantly explodes all of their Molotovs and all of their dynamite. So be careful when using this grenade launcher when it comes to Molotov and dynamite, Magini. Make sure they're not anywhere close to you. Alright, that is it for the flash rounds. That is it for the grenade launcher. Now for the last explosive weapon, the rocket launcher. Now just like Resident Evil 4, you don't have to unlock this weapon by beating the game. You can buy it any time after a certain point in the game. Weapon that launches a high explosive rocket propelled grenade, designed to be disposed of after a single use. Of course, unless you have it infinite. Alright, now let's test this monstrosity out. Alright, so here's that weapon that takes like one shot to defeat almost any enemy. So I'm just gonna scrimmage through a whole bunch of different enemies for you. That's the best way I can do it when it comes to the rocket launcher. So enjoy this short little compilation.
I need ammo. We'll never win in a fair fight. We need to fall back and come up with a plan.
Of super mega explosions here. This weapon can make the game very boring in a very short amount of time if you use it excessively. Alright, that is it for the RPG-7 rocket launcher.
Ready, partner?
Locked and loaded.
Suck on this, Wesker.
Your time's up, you son of a bitch.
Alright, so similar to Resident Evil 4, they have a separate rocket launcher that you use near the end of the game. This one isn't a special rocket launcher designed specifically for the boss, not really anyway, and it has no damage difference. It's the same exact rocket launcher as the RPG-7, but they call it the RPG-7 NVS, which means Night Vision Scope. So, as the name suggests, this rocket launcher has night vision, and you use it to battle Wesker, unless you have insane weaponry. So your first time through, this is the best thing to use, really. But you have to turn all the lights off first. And then use the dark to your advantage, and hence use the night vision scope. And another thing, this rocket launcher can be reloaded. This is the first time a rocket launcher could be reloaded in any game. Unless you count Umbrella Chronicles, which I don't, because you don't even see the reload animation. Dark Side Chronicles you do, but this game came before Dark Side Chronicles, so in your face.
Into a new age.
And let me guess.
No, I am a god. Is that all you have?
Alright, so you can see, it's exactly the same rocket launcher, just used against Wesker. And I love how he tries to stop the rocket and then you just have to shoot it to explode it. It's just awesome. Awesome thinking from Capcom, regardless that this game is kind of shit. Alright, so that is it for the rocket launcher night vision scope.